Every AFL team's roof and floor in 2022. How high can your team finish? How low can your team finish? Let's find out in this video. The Adelaide Crows, roof 14th, floor 16th. Adelaide have made a slow and gradual development since their awful rock bottom 2020 season, but under Matthew Nicks, they look like they're going in a promising direction, obviously beating the premiers in 2021. I really like the look of them going forward, and I think within the next 5 years, they can make a return to September. The Brisbane Lions, a consistently good team since 2019. I'd have to go roof 3rd, floor 6th. I don't see that spark in the Brisbane Lions, and I think it's do or die now for Chris Fagan and his team. I don't see them taking a top 2 spot. I reserve that for the likes of Melbourne, Bulldogs, Port Adelaide, but I feel like they can still squish into that top 4 with their floor being 6. So I still think they'll be in that top to mid range of the top 8. Carlton's a really interesting one. They are hyped up a lot, similarly to Fremantle. Also obviously adding Adam Chera and some really exciting other prospects over the off-season. I've got their roof at 7th, their floor at 14th. They look really exciting going into 2022. Under Michael Voss for their first year, Voss doesn't obviously have a great head coaching reputation, doing a terrible job, if I'm being honest, at the Brisbane Lions. But then again, the Lions did have an awful roster and the Blues have a much better roster. So if Voss can get some good tactics working, I see no reason why the Blues can't make a late push into September. But with their floor at 14th, you always have the expectation that every year Carlton will disappoint once again. Collingwood's roof is 14th and their floor is 18th. I don't see Collingwood doing too much this year. They had a few good wins towards the end of last year, including a Richmond win at the MCG. But a wooden spoon is very possible for the Magpies, and I don't really see them climbing out of that bottom 5 to 6 range. Essendon, roof 6th, floor 13th. They got destroyed in an elimination final last year, extending their streak of no finals wins since the early 2000s. But I think they could make a push into September with their roof being 6th, and I think this could be the year where they finally get a win. A lot of young prospects firing, and if Darcy Parish has a breakthrough top 3 Brownlow year, then I see no reason why the Bombers can be a real threat to most teams. Fremantle, roof 6th, floor 12th. I think the Dockers genuinely will make finals in 2022. I think we've got a really good list that has broken through over the off-season, adding to the likes of Sarong, Brayshaw, Fife, Mundy. We've got guys like Amiss, Erasmus, Johnson, Benning, Clark, Brody. We've got a lot of young prospects that could be the future of this football club. I've also added star forward line coach Jamie Graham from West Coast, and Joel Corey as well, former Geelong star. Jamie Graham, renowned as one of the best forward coaches in the league. If he can improve guys like Jai Amiss, Matt Tabata, Rory Lobb, Josh Tracy, I think it could be a real threat for the Dockers going forward this year to other teams. And obviously the explosive midfield should have no change. The only threat though for the Dockers, which I could see them slipping down to 12th, is injuries. I think Longmuir has to manage injuries really well. I think Longmuir will have a very big part this year tactically, playing some of the younger guys. We've got guys who haven't even made a debut yet in their mid-20s, such as Luke Valente, so I think Longmuir will have to make quite a few gutsy decisions. Geelong, roof 2nd, floor 13th. Now, it's no secret that the Cats have an extremely old list that's going to die out very soon, but they always just seem to find a way to get into either finals and most of the time top 4. Then there's always that possibility that the Cats finally start slipping away, slip down to 13th, and their old list just don't have enough legs to run out a full year. GWS, roof 6th, floor 15th. The Giants are one of the most inconsistent teams in the league, which is why they have such a big window between 6th and 15th. If the Giants continue on their inconsistent form from last year, except just being consistently bad, I do see them slipping down to a position of 15th. Them obviously having a cracking elimination final win against the Swans last year, but then having a lackluster semi-final performance against the Cats in Perth really just summed up the Giants' whole season. The Gold Coast Suns, roof 12th, floor 18th. Again, I don't see that this is the year for the Suns making finals fully, nor does any footy fan, if I'm being honest. I think they can make an improvement and have their best year on record in 12th position. But apart from that, my tip personally, little prediction, I reckon they'll have the wooden spoon this year. They just don't have the depth. Stewie Dew, I don't think he put much of the blame on him. Although if the Suns have, once again, another poor year this year, I do believe Stewie Dew will get the sack. Then again, it wouldn't be the worst decision not to sack him. He's got a really, really good relationship with the players. And I think no matter what coach you put in there, from Stuart Dew to Alistair Clarkson, I don't think any coach can turn that club around. It's just an absolute shambles, if I'm being honest. Hawthorn, roof 8th. Floor 18th. I think the Hawks have been really, really underestimated over this offseason. They had a good string of wins going into the end of 2021. Obviously under Alistair Clarkson, now going under Sam Mitchell. I think they can continue that form. They've got a good list. They've lost a few players, including Jonathan Segler to Geelong. But I don't think that will really make a difference. I've got the guys, I've got X-Factor players like Chad Wingard down the front and Tom Mitchell in the middle that can just break out into a really, really building forward line. The Hawks could either surprise everyone and do a Sydney or a Brisbane, or they can just absolutely flunk like a lot of people expect them to and finish 18th. North Melbourne, roof 14th, floor 18th. The Roos obviously making developments towards the end of 2021. In fact, there was a chance at one point where Collingwood were even going to get the wooden spoon. In the end, the Roos held on to that spot. Obviously, picking up the #1 pick in Jason Horne-Francis will be a really good addition to their 2022 roster. Building on more young talent that Roos squad has, and I think that Roos squad is built very, very well for the future, but I don't think 2022. The reigning premiers, the Melbourne Football Club, roof 1st, floor 4th. I think the D's, no matter what, will finish top 4. You can make the argument that they'll have a premiership hangover and they'll maybe finish lower in the 8 and not qualify for double chance, but looking at the D's list, their depth, their talent, their X factor, I just don't see how you don't have a top 4 spot, and I don't see how you're not the major premiership favourite again this year. Port Adelaide, roof 1st, floor 6th. Like the Brisbane Lions, I think it is do or die for Ken Hinkley. The problem is with Port Adelaide having Ken Hinkley at the realm, the decision at the end of the year is if they finish 5th, it will be very, very hard to sack him, even though they've been in the same boat for a number of years. It's hard to sack a coach when they've just finished 5th, 4th, 3rd, yet they just can't make a very good run into finals. Richmond's roof 4th, floor 15th. This year, once again, is do or die for Richmond. Not for Damien Hardwick, but for Richmond. I think Hardwick's job is safe no matter what. He's won them 2 premierships. I think he's renowned as a very good coach. I think he's probably moving into that Alistair Clarkson boat where no matter where the Tigers finish, he won't get sacked after winning 2 premierships. No, 3 premierships in a short amount of time. I feel like Hardwick could really just lift the players up this year and move them back into a top 4 position. But most likely, I think the Tigers are on the downfall, similar to a West Coast. And yeah, I don't think they will return to their glory over the next 5 years or so. I think they do need to undergo a mini rebuild. St Kilda, roof 5th, floor 12th. St Kilda are a really interesting team, having a phenomenal year, having a really inconsistent year in 2021, yet I still think they actually finished 9th. St Kilda could have another inconsistent year and drop all the way down to 12th. That was the position that was probably most likely for them most of last year. Or they could have a 2020-like year because they've pretty much got the same list, adding a few young guns from the draft. I feel like Brett Ragan can really find a groove in that Saints core that's still there from their finals campaign in 2020 and get a bit of talent out of them. Sydney, roof 1st, floor 8th. I don't think the Swans will drop out the top 8 no matter what. I think they look way too good, but the one thing I'm scared about the Swans is if they do a 2018 Melbourne, where out of nowhere, 2017, they're shit. 2018, they fly up to a prelim. I know they didn't make a prelim, but it looks like they were probably premiership contenders. But then the next year, they go back down to bottom 4 mediocrity like they were in 2020. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will. The Swans' depth is too good. The young guns will be up and about like they were in 2021. They'll have that bounce of confidence from last year. I can't wait to see how Sydney do this year. West Coast, roof 7th, floor 16th. I think West Coast are on the major downfall. Their list is getting older. They'll have the loss of Jack Darling, 99% in 2022. They've got some young guns to build on like Oscar Allen and Liam Duggan, but I still don't think they'll do enough to maintain a strong run into finals. And last but not least, Western Bulldogs, roof 1st, floor 7th. They made a grand final last year, and I find the Bulldogs a really interesting team ever since that 2016 premiership, where they obviously finished 7th in their premiership season. They can finish anywhere in the top 8 and still make a late run into September. September, so their regular season form does not matter. Again, finishing out of the top 4 and making a grand final, the Dogs can do it from anywhere. They're a really well-rounded team in finals, and I've got that finals experience. Still some core players there from that 2016 season, and one big boost for the Bulldogs in 2022 is that all the players from that 2021 stint, including the younger players, will now have a really good grip of finals experience from playing in an elimination, a semi, a prelim, and a grand final. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, please subscribe if you're new. If you want to support the channel out even more, click the big blue join button next to the subscribe button to become a member and receive some extra perks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.